Oh, brother. Good morning, my beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. I know I've been gone for a couple of weeks. There are multiple excuses of why I didn't videotape anything, and I'm not gonna go over those excuses because it's insane. But I'm back and here to provide you with some beautiful content for this week. So this week, I am going to talk to you guys about angles in photography. Angles are very important to photography because it depends on if you are photographing a product or a person or a landscape. Now, for a person, you want to make sure that your angles are correct, because if they are not correct, is that photo going to be harsh to look at? So you want to make sure that the angle that you have on a person is never up their nose. First and foremost, never shoot up a person's nose, which means it's harder to make a person look attractive or feel confident when you are down below them and shooting up at them. Because all you're gonna get is nose and chin, and that's what people are gonna concentrate on, maybe even like big boobs. But if that's what you're trying to concentrate on, go for it. What am I here to tell you no for, right? I'm just giving you tips. But if you're down low, also if they look down, this lovely double chin happens and they're not gonna like it. Neither are you. The only time I've ever seen a low angle ever work on somebody is if it's like a shoe advertisement, and that's a product advertisement, so it's completely different. You know, if they're down low and the person's feet are forward and it's like big giant feet, but they're showing off the shoes, so that actually works. The concentration is not on the person's face, which is totally fine. And also another little tip about portraits is if you're photographing a female, you want the figure to be curvy or slender or, you know, much more, I'm gonna say curvy. But if you're photographing a female straight on, with them looking straight onto the camera, they're gonna look really boxy. Now that's fine for a guy because they want to be wide shoulders, almost V shape if they want, but mostly wide shoulders, wide stance. That's for a guy. For a girl, what you want to do is, I find a lot of times because our social aspect of now is shoulders rolled forward because of computers, because of cell phones, because of a lot of things, we tend to be like this now, which is rough on our spine and rough in photography. So you want to make sure their shoulders are back. I usually say, breathe in, bring your shoulders up to your ears, and breathe out, bring them back down. Now they're sitting up straight. But now you want to make sure that they actually have a neck. So when you turn somebody to, usually I say turn to a light of some kind, or 45 to you, bring that front shoulder down, that back shoulder up. So now you have a really elongated neck, which is very nice. They are turned, so it's at an attractive angle to the camera. And usually I have them pop a leg, so the hips are kind of off as well. So that will make the silhouette of the person you're photographing very curvy. So as I'm sitting here talking to you, straight onto the camera, I might look a little boxy, but a lot of people photograph kind of like this. It also elongates the neck, gets rid of the double chin. Their head is up a little bit, so if you photograph them slightly above the level height, so a lot of times I have to bring a step stool because I'm short, stand on something and get a little bit taller. You don't have to be super over above, like selfie-like. Like, hey, hey. You don't have to do that. You can just be slightly above their eye line. And so that will force them to bring their head up a little bit, but not too much. You know, you don't be like, hi. So head just up a little bit, and then they're like, oh, hey, I feel really weird, but the photograph is gonna look great, you know? So that's one aspect. For a guy, usually it's straight on, hands maybe in pockets of some kind, or have them do something with their hands, so not standing like this. Feet shoulder width apart, slightly further, you know, however they're comfortable, usually shoulder width apart. A wider stance makes them look a little bit stronger rather than feet together, like, oh, you know. So that's for a guy. They can be totally straight on, but for a female, it should be off to the side a little bit. I'm doing it exaggerated, but you get the point, right? I hope you guys do. Now, if you're doing product, like I was saying before, like shoes or anything like that, there is 2 angles that are kind of labeled. If you have the camera below with the product above, it kind of makes the product more heroic in a way, a little bit more bigger. It kind of does a presence over the viewer. So it kind of makes the product loom over the viewer of the photograph. So this kind of the heroic or epic angle is down below and up. A lot of people who photograph like shoes and things like that on models will do that. The other angle is just like portraiture, which is up and above, which will make the product a little bit smaller, but it's kind of more how people will look at a product in real life. I mean, there's several other angles you can do for product. It's overhead you can definitely do, straight on with the tabletop or anything like that. There's multiple ways to shoot products. There's not one rule, but play around with it. See, like actually take a product, put it down, you know, go up, down, side, side, go everywhere you can to see what happens with the actual product. And then you'll be able to tell exactly which kind of angle you like to shoot it. Now landscapes, I've done this before in previous videos if you want to take a look. Now what I was saying about the horizontal, the horizon line should be in the, you know, 1/3 or 2/3 of the photograph. This is in my rule of thirds video. It's not you have to do it this way, it's just a tip and a suggestion to do it that way. With landscapes, it's totally on the viewer. So this one is a lot of go out and create something and feel free to be, you know, free on your angles and all this other stuff. But kind of the idea is the same about the epicness if it's down low. So like if you're shooting up to a mountain, you're down below the mountain and the mountain's above you. And if you shoot up, the mountain is gonna look epic. It's gonna look huge, right? But if you're on top of the mountain shooting down, you'll get the great view, but the mountain doesn't look as epic as when you're looking up to it. So what I would suggest is no matter what you're shooting, practice beforehand. Definitely get a best friend, have them sit in a chair like I am right now and go around them and see the different angles and things like that. I do go down low on portraitures, but from a distance. So if somebody or a couple is further away from me, I will go down to my knees or on the ground and shoot up to them, but that's not going up their noses. They're facing each other, you know, things like that. It's not like a portraiture, kind of like how you are to me right now. Those are just a couple of tips. They're not rules. They're not things that you have to do, but they're just suggestions that I've learned throughout my 12 years in business, and then I also did 4 years of college. So those are things that I've learned throughout the years. It's up to you what you would like to do, because photography is creative and rules are meant to be broken. But these are tips and rules that, you know, they'll help you out if you just keep them in mind. So I hope this helped you a little bit. If you would like to see another kind of video, please comment down below. Hit that subscribe button to know when I post videos next. Hit that little bell icon to know when I post my next video. And also what I would like to do too is if I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm gonna do a big wish haul. So I'm gonna order a whole bunch of photography related product on Wish, and I'm gonna test it out to see if it actually works. But it will only happen if this channel reaches 1,000 subscribers. And we'll get to see a big Wish not U-Haul, a big Wish haul on photography gear because I've known people have done it with clothing and some other things, but I'm gonna do it on photography products. So please let me know if you would like to see that, and I hope this helps you in the future. Keep on shooting, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.